Okay, Vivo. So as we get 46, 71, 42 weeks involved with the seasonal holidays, we're working with how to promote more for Mr. Catfish and more, as in, figuring out studies to provide for other than just sitting around and, lousing through the day. So, that's pretty much what we want to be able to advance our acceleration and, preamputate our adrenaline and, be able to comfort ourselves within our own mood, our own modes of moods at the time. That's pretty much where you got to be able to be sufficient to yourself and be respectful to others. And it's pretty much a mood based contentment, based off of temperature and attitude to one another and each other in a group versus an individual perception of each other. So it's pretty much where we're practicing all types of caution and warnings for each other, so we can learn more about um, the positive behavior that needs to go on in social studies of the tropical states at the time. It's pretty much looking at 1861, of 2006 and 2032 and 2065. And that's pretty much as you focus in your life more on India, more on Italy, more on Spain, more on um, Ireland, looking at the more open state of, more landscape development. It's pretty much where you're looking at more optical land that comes from not just the USDA but US Open as well. So, it's dealing with all sorts of land and, dealing with it inspired and sponsored by Delta. And, that's pretty much where you're working with those people with Ergo Herb 747. So, it's just basically getting a review out on that good stuff and letting you know more of the good stuff that you already know with a little update, rather than it being 2018, it's 2022. So, it's pretty much as you getting updated on your Christmas to Thanksgiving to New Year's evaluation toward Arizona, Oklahoma, Kentucky, Kansas. You're looking at those particular states of individuals as well. So, as just being able to look more into the films of the of world history at the time. So that's pretty much as you're looking at world history and you're looking at U.S. history at the same time. It just depends on what culture you want to be from and what language you want to speak. So that's pretty much what you want to do for your living. As you get more real McCoy of what you want to learn in life. So it's pretty much where you're learning more about the cultures of world cultures and learning why they do what they do to entertain themselves. So it's pretty much what you're learning from a certain midpoint of tropical titles at the time. So it's pretty much all the same at majority of the same points. So it's learning more of Comcast statistics and Comcast midpoints to promote more for that good stuff. So it's pretty much working with Mr. Catfish and more networks. And it's pretty much $891.41 if you want a urgent order as a reference note. So it's pretty much as you make a reference note for urgent order. That's pretty much where you're looking at a great bill statement at the time, or a tax reference at the time. So that's pretty much where you're looking at that. Other than that, we are talking about district coordinator, district coordinator assigned occupations as far as what I do when I'm working on shift. So, it's pretty much just being able to know more about PepsiCo, Cisco, PFG, and being able to transition those molecules within the term of the week, of the year, of the decade, and just being able to serve as a beverage hydrator at the time. So, that's pretty much what you're doing majority of the time, making sure everybody's beneficially equalized. Is it equalized in a beneficial way? So, it's pretty much as we learn more about Winslow Hills or Little Stacy, or in the look of Rosewood Zaragoza, or Givens or Montopolis. You're looking in those areas. So, it's pretty much where you're looking at those assigned scantrons of IQ intuition. So, as being able to know more about the government that comes with the tuition of the IQ at the time. So, it's pretty much where you're looking at shares and sales, or you're looking at stock and trade. Where is that at? Stock and trade, or you're looking at supply and distribution. You're looking at supply and distribution, and majority of that is all done by general maintenance, main district's office, and short-term midpoint selections. And that's pretty much where you're working with that's when you're working with certain coordinates of information, like an insurance adjuster. You've been more of an insurance adjuster at that time. So, it's pretty much working with three occupational things as you get started, and, being able to work with, more of that deal as you create shares and sales within the philosophers that want some of that production at the time, knowing what it is and how it resolves itself. So, I was just looking from EcoLeaf mega platforms to EcoHerb 747, and, being able to know the difference between EcoHerb 747 and EcoLeaf mega platforms is pretty much where you're getting that orange, green, and blue different diversion coming from. So, other than that, you are working with, 20,000s going to MoneyGram, EcoHerb, Lens Crafters, TransUnion, Jackson Hewitt, E-Verify, Centric Ave, Jackson Hewitt, TransUnion, Propelled Promotions. And, the thing is, they all exist since 1937 in Arizona. So, it's pretty much where you learn more about that good stuff. So, other than that, that's pretty much where you're learning more of taking 9537 out of 20,000, and, making more from enterprise interscopes, or whatever your current occupation is. That's pretty much where you're using money from the older job, or the company website, and you making your own digital subscriptions, as far as it being a part of Chime PMC, and you making an extra stack of money for that. So, it's pretty much where you're working on, how to promote more for the detail of that detail, as you find more for 20s, 50s, 100s, being able to do that within your detail. It's pretty much how you doing that. And, it's pretty much where this detail is used up to about 20s, 50s, and 100s when you're doing this type of good stuff. So, that's working with Comcast midpoints. So you're working with Comcast midpoints on T-Mobile and MoneyGram, and it's pretty much as you get that annuity programs for Spark and MoneyGram Spark at the time, and understanding more about what has a good interest of you being on the job, and you having the corrected coordinates and midpoints that you need in order to sustain through the week, or through the year like you should. So, it's pretty much where you're working with a common retailer that deals with you just as well as PMC Two Square would deal with you, and that's pretty much what PMC does on the average day as it references money out on common goods that are spent on common items every day. So it's pretty much what we don't mind sharing as far as part of our free enterprise, or that's just my local state of District 10, District 35. You learning more about Frost, you learning more about the Capitol, you learning more about pickles reform, you're learning more about church requirements as well. So it's pretty much where you're working with a whole marathon of all types of good ornament. So it's pretty much where you're looking at those details, and that's pretty much, as you see, is running up to about a good $9,800. 3, 4, 5 times. So it's pretty much working on your 9, 30, 12 times already. So it's pretty much building up eco herbs platforms, and being able to build a nice proposition for eco herbs platforms in at least 9 to 937 ways. So it's pretty much where you can add a different term of that good stuff and invest it after sophomore year in college. So that's pretty much where we're looking at those details, and being efficiently with those as we find more coordinates on Comcast midpoints. So that's pretty much what we're using as far as Lens Crafters or TransUnion or EcoHerb or MoneyGram.